What is up, YouTube and wrestling fans? My name is Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka What Kind of Snatch You Want, because I got plenty to go around. This is my WWE NXT review on highlights. Make sure you guys please watch the video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content that I do on the channel, where I give you guys a full breakdown of my review, not to have my review. Follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my WWE Raw review on highlights I did on the channel, and also go check out my WWE NXT watching on live reactions that I did today on YouTube. It got like 21 likes. That was a good 3 hour stream. Without further ado, let's get started. Now, WWE NXT was a good show, and I give that show a 9.5 out of 10. All right, WWE is live from WWE Performance Center in Winter Park, Orlando, Florida. It says ring announcer Mike Rome. The commentators tonight: Vic Joseph, Booker T, and Corey Graves. All right, ring announcer Mike Rome. It says, um, as the show went on the air, Joe Jasper Troy eventually attacked Obafemi in the NXT parking lot. Troy Jasper chokeslammed Obafemi through a car windshield. All right, so we get the first match: Ethan Page versus Shawn Legacy for the WWE NXT North American Champion. This was a very good match to kick off the show. Collar and elbow tied up. Ethan Page applies a side headlock. Ethan Page with a side headlock hammer, with a side headlock takeover. Shawn Legacy rolls Ethan Page over for a 1 count. Shawn Legacy whips Ethan Page across the ring. Ethan Page dumps Shawn Legacy with a shoulder tackle. Shawn Legacy drops down on the canvas. Shawn Legacy runs around Ethan Page. Shawn Legacy runs with their Hurricanrana. Ethan Page swats away and drop kicks from Shawn Legacy. Ethan Page grabs another side headlock. Ethan Page is trying to keep Shawn Legacy grounded. Shawn Legacy reverses the hold. Ethan Page whips Shawn Legacy across the ring. Shawn Legacy lungs over Ethan Page. Shawn Legacy drops down on the canvas. Shawn Legacy drop kicks and left knee off Ethan Page. Shawn Legacy with a double foot stomp. Shawn Legacy drop kicks Ethan Page to the floor. Ethan Page regroups to the outside, and Shawn Legacy with a straight right hand. Shawn Legacy unloads two knife eagle edge chops. Shawn Legacy slams Ethan Page head on the ring apron. Shawn Legacy with a bristle, Bill Stirring, Bill Stirring chop. Shawn Legacy kicks Ethan Page in the gut. Shawn Legacy kicks Ethan Page in the back. Shawn Legacy with a standing moonsault for a 1 count. Shawn Legacy whips Ethan Page across the ring. Ethan Page holds onto the ropes. Ethan Page dumps Shawn Legacy out of the ring. Ethan Page kicks Shawn Legacy in the face. Ethan Page drops Shawn Legacy with a draping code breaker. Ethan Page slams Shawn Legacy's head on the top turnbuckle pad. Ethan Page is mauling Shawn Legacy in the corner. Ethan Page with a knife edge chop. Ethan Page is throwing haymakers at Shawn Legacy. Shawn Legacy with a heavy body shot. Ethan Page drives his knee into the midsection of Shawn Legacy. Haymaker exchange. Ethan Page reversed out of the Irish whip from Shawn Legacy. Shawn Legacy with the big boot. Ethan Page puts Shawn Legacy on the top turnbuckle. Shawn Legacy blocks a superplex. Shawn Legacy with an arm wringer on the top rope. Shawn Legacy rocks Ethan Page with 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 a famous smash. Not famous, but a forearm smash. I'm sorry. Shawn Legacy with a springboard missile dropkick. Shawn Legacy with three haymakers. Shawn Legacy whips Ethan Page across the ring. Shawn Legacy scores the 2 count forearm knockdown. Shawn Legacy with a spinning back kick. Shawn Legacy kicks Ethan Page in the chest. Shawn Legacy with a big boot. Shawn Legacy with a release German suplex. Shawn Legacy follows that with a running insecurity for a 2 count. Ethan Page clings onto the top rope. Shawn Legacy with the back chop. I'm sorry. Ethan Page blocks the shambles. Ethan Page sends Shawn Legacy face first into the top turnbuckle pad. Ethan Page with the roundhouse kick. Shawn Legacy blocks the Eagle's edge. Shawn Legacy ducks a clothesline from Ethan Page. Shawn Legacy turns a moonsault into a lifting reverse DDT for a 2 count. Shawn Legacy extends to the top turnbuckle. Ethan Page with a straight right hand. Ethan Page headbutts Shawn Legacy. Ethan Page with a back breaker on top turnbuckle pad. Ethan Page clears the announcer desk. Ethan Page goes for the Eagles Edge, but Shawn Legacy lands back on his feet. Shawn Legacy sends Ethan Page face first into the steel ring post. Shawn Legacy with the drive-by. Shawn Legacy lands a somersault pleasure. Shawn Legacy rolls Ethan Page back into the ring. Ethan Page avoids the springboard 50 splash. Ethan Page connects with the Twisted Grin to pick up the victory. After the match, Ricky Saints attacked Ethan Page from behind. Ricky Saints clotheslines Ethan Page over the top rope. Ricky Saints and Ethan Page starts rolling towards the backstage area. Alright, that was it. Says the winner and still your WWE NXT North American Champion, All Eagle Ethan Page, win by pinfall. That was a good match to kick off the show. It says we see Ava talking to Jessie J in her office. Jessie J wanted to know when Ava was gonna tell her about her new Signy Signy as NXT Women's Champion. That's something Ava should run her first run her that should run by her first, since Fatal Influence is going to be the top for a very long time. Jesse Jane thinks that it's important to build a rapport that had a dynamic when Fallon Henley was the NXT Women's North American Champion, but she lost the title. Jesse James says that maybe one day Jasmine Nick will be the champion, but Jesse James is the champion. Now she needs to know what's going on in her division. Laney Red joins the conversation. Laney Red slaps Jesse Jane in the face. Laney Red says that she's ready for Jesse Jane now. Jesse Jane says that Laney Red is trying to take a page out of the Jesse Jane playbook, but it's not going to going to work this time. Laney Red says that she has nothing to lose. The slap the slap her in the face again. Ava tells Laney Red to leave her office. Jesse Jane tells Ava that she's willing to put her NXT Women's Championship on the line against that little you know what. Laney Red tonight. Ava makes the match official. Alright, let's move on. So Ruka and Zarya TikTok mentees, they filmed a rival altercation with Lash Legend and Keelani Jordan in the women's locker room. When Sinclair didn't appreciate how Lash Legend was talking about when Sinclair says that Lash Legend can do and say whatever she wants. Lash Legend makes a suitable threat to Win Sinclair as she walks away. Alright, Sean Spears and Easy Dame, why she attacked Brooke Jensen with a steel chair last week. There's no room for have you know what commitment in the calling. Brooke Jensen dressed differently than them. He distanced himself when he would talk about family in his eyes. Would dark would dark allow with dark all around the room like they weren't standing right in front of him. Brooke Johnson didn't believe the calling, so why should they believe in him? The final coffin was taking a pen at NBC Battleground. The calling is supposed to purge the weak and slaughter the feeble. Brooke Johnson is both weak and feeble. Sean Spears appreciates that Easy Dame decides to take action. That's the kind of person he needs her to become. Brooke Jensen had to go. It is what it is. They shifted their direction to the NXT Tag Team titles. Sean Spears asks Easy Dam, is there anything else she needs? Easy Dam says that she has her eyes on something. Alright. I believe that Easy Dam is trying to recruit Tatum Paxley to join the calling. That's the way that I see it. All right, Psycho Clown and Octagon Jr. from Triple A are in the house. So we get the second match, the Calling accompanied by Easy Dane versus Josh Briggs and Yosuke Onamura in a tag team match. And this tag team match right here, this was a fun tag team match. All right, Nico Vice and Yosuke Onamura will start things off, collar and elbow tied up. Nico Vance applies this side headlock. Anamara wheels Nico Vance across the ring. Shoulder block exchange. Anamara drops Nico Vance with a running shoulder tackle. Nico Vance dives over Anamara. Nico Vance headbutts Anamara. Nico Vance tags in Sean Spears. And chop exchange. Anamara punches Sean Spears in the back. Anamara tags in John Spears. Double body slam Anamara with a bastard chop. Josh Briggs with an elbow drop for a 2 count. Sean Spears buries his shoulder into the midsection of Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs punches Sean Spears in the midair, but in midair, Josh Spears with a slingshot backbreaker. Josh Briggs kicks Nico Vance off the ring apron. Sean Spears super kicks Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs, I'm sorry. Josh Briggs ducks under 2 clotheslines from Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs with a dive-in clothesline. Josh Briggs with a standing haymaker. Josh Briggs gets distracted by Easy Dame. Easy Dame throws a chair at Josh Briggs. Nico Vice clotheslines Josh Briggs from behind. Nico Vice rolls Josh Briggs back into the ring. Nico Vice hammers down on the back of Josh Briggs' neck. Nico Vice is raining down Haymaker's elbow. Nico Vice with a short arm clothesline for a 2 count. Nico Vice with a straight right hand. Nico Vice follows that with a corner spear. Nico Vice with a running shoulder block. Nico Vice tags in Sean Spears. Sean Spears mocks and Monroe. Josh Briggs rocks Sean Spears with a forearm smash. Josh Briggs tags in Anamara with a shoulder tackle. Anamara with a double-handed chop. Anamara clotheslines Nico Vice over the top rope. Anamara delivers his combination offense. Anamara unloads a series of sumo strikes. Anamara is lighting up Sean Spears' chest. Anamara levels Sean Spears with the body avalanche. Josh Briggs and Nico Vice are tagging. Anamara with another back body drop. Josh Briggs with a big boot. Josh Briggs follows that with a sidewalk slam. Josh Briggs is busted open. Josh Briggs knocks Sean Spears off the apron. Anamara nails Sean Spears with the pounce on the floor. Nico Weiss blocks the moonsault. Nico Weiss connects with the Dominator to pick up the victory. The winner of the match, the Colin. This was a decent tag team match. All right, Ava scolds Ricky Saints in her office. Ava still sees her bruising on Ricky Saints' neck. He can barely talk. Ava tells Ricky Saints to go home, and go home rest, and she doesn't want to see him until he's medically cleared. Sarah Scriber tells us that the Ova family slash Jasper Troy match is still on despite over family recovering medical attention. Andre Chase tells Kel Dixon and Ura Connors that they have to follow the rules and follow directions for Mr. Chase. They are in. Chase says that it's time to go back to class. All right. Blake Monroe, Vintage Mariah will now be known as Blake Monroe. The glamour is beauty and grace, and she probably punched you in the face. The glamorous doesn't just walk into the spotlight. She's the reason. She's the reason it exists. The glamour is the girl you've been waiting for. All right, so Blake Monroe is going to be signing her contract next week on Tuesday on NXT. In my opinion, I did not like the name of Blake Monroe. I would have kept it at Mariah Monroe. It would make total sense. Change the name from Blake Monroe to Mariah Monroe. It would make total sense. So Mariah Monroe will be a perfect name. But WWE is wild for that, but for going for Blake Monroe. I did not like that at all. They should have changed that from Blake Monroe to Mariah Monroe. You know that's facts. I'm just speaking the truth. It is what it is. All right, let's move on. Third match, we get Lash Legend versus Win Sinclair, accompanied by the No Corner Cash Crew. And this match right here, this was a solid match for what it was. Keelani Jordan joins the commentary team for this match. Win Sinclair with a race lock go behind. Last Lash and Flames Win Sinclair across the ring. Last Lash and talks smack to Keelani Jordan. Win Sinclair dropped his Last Lash into the turnbuckles. Win Sinclair Win Sinclair with a corner clothesline. Win Sinclair ducks Lash Legend with a back elbow smash. Win Sinclair applies a side headlock. Lash Legend launches Win Sinclair across the ring. Lash Legend blocks the sunset flip. Win Sinclair scores the ankle pick. Win Sinclair applies the bridging butterfly suplex. Win Sinclair transitions into the Bajra armbar. Lash Legend goes for a gut wrench suplex, but Win Sinclair lands back on her feet. Win Sinclair shows Lash Legend. The Lash Legend nails to Win Sinclair with the pump kick. Lash Legend with a clubbing blow to Win Sinclair's chest. Last Legend is mauling Win Sinclair in the ropes. Last Legend drives Win Sinclair face first into the canvas. Last Legend with a big splash for a 2 count. Last Legend applies the bear hug. Last Legend drives her knee into the midsection of Win Sinclair. Win Sinclair sidesteps Last Legend into the turnbuckles. Win Sinclair with a back elbow smash. Win Sinclair unloads a fury of chops. Win Sinclair ducks a clothesline from Last Legend. Win Sinclair with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors takeover. Win Sinclair drops Last Legend with a delayed DDT. Last Legend regroups on the outside. Last Legend catches Win Sinclair in midair. Last Legend goes for a powerbomb, but Win Sinclair lands back on her feet. Win Sinclair thirst kicks the left knee of Last Legend. Win Sinclair with a step up insecurity. Win Sinclair rolls Last Legend back into the ring. Win Sinclair goes for the flying crossbody block, but Last Legend counters with a spinning side slam to pick up the victory. The winner of the match, Lash Legend, the winner of the match, Lash Legend. This was a solid match for what it was. All right, Lanny Red Vintage. She has an, ex, an extensive horse riding background. Lanny Red is all about taking opportunities that's in front of her. Lanny Red says that Jessie J is the most beatable NXT Women's Championship of all time, and she's going to prove that tonight. So we get the fourth match. Jessie J accompanied by Fatal Influence versus Lanny Red for the WWE NXT Women's Championship. Um, in my honest opinion, this was a decent match, but Jessie Jane did shock the world by defeating Lyra Kira. I mean, not Lyra Kira. I'm sorry. Jessie Jane was shocked the world by defeating Stephanie McCure to become the NXT Women's Championship. So Stephanie McCure has held the NXT Championship for 70 days. But it is what it is. But this match was this this match right here, I might as well say this was a decent match. Alright. What's her name? Oh, Lanny Red rolls Jessie Jane over for a 2 count. Lanny Red is playing mind games with Jessie Jane. Red dodges the pump kick. Red with a roundhouse kick. Red with a pinning combination for a 2 count. Red repeatedly stomps on Jessie Jane's chest. Red slams Jessie Jane's head on the top turnbuckle pad. Red with a repeated back elbow smash. Jessie Jane reverses out of the Irish whip from Red. Red with a springboard crossbody block for a 2 count. Red toys around with Jessie Jane. Jessie Jane with a knee smash. Jessie Jane clotheslines Red for a 2 count. Jessie Jane repeatedly stomps on Red's chest. Jessie Jane with a 2 running senton splashes. Jessie Jane pulls for the crowd. Jessie Jane with a forearm shivers. Red whips Jessie Jane across the ring. Red runs around Jessie Jane. Jessie Jane super kicks Red. Jessie Jane catapults Red throat first into the middle rope. Fatal Foot starts laughing at Red. Jessie Jane slams Red head onto Jessie Jane's head, Red's head onto 2 turnbuckle pads. Jessie Jane is throwing haymakers at Red. Jessie Jane is choking Red with her boot. Jessie Jane puts her knee on the back of Red's neck. Jessie Jane repeatedly pie faces Red. Alright. Jessie Jane whips across the ring. Jessie Jane scores the elbow knockdown for a 2 count. Palm strike exchange. Red with a gut punch. Jessie Jane drives her knee into the midsection of Red. Jessie Jane applies the cravat. Not Jessie Jane. Red with an elbow into the midsection of Jessie Jane. Red with an inside cradle for a 2 count. Red kicks Jessie Jane in the gut. Red uppercuts Jesse James. Jesse James reversed out of the Irish whip from Red. Jesse James with a running neck breaker for a 2 count. Jesse James transitions into a ground and pound attack. Jesse James drags Red into the corner. Jesse J hammers down on Red's chest. Jesse J applies a weird chin lock. Red repeatedly backs Jesse J into the turnbuckles. Red with a straight right hand. Jesse J is choking Red with her boot. Jesse J wastes no time gloating Red. Drug kicks Jesse J into the turnbuckles. Red kicks Jesse J in the gut. Red with a forearm smash. Jesse J reversed out of the Irish whip from Red. Red decks Jesse James with a back elbow smash. Red goes for a hurricanrana, but Jesse James counters with a double leg takedown. Red Red blocks the cowpole. Jesse James with a running double foot stomp. Jesse James with a running hip attack. Jesse James puts Red on the top turnbuckles. Jesse James slaps Red in the face. Jesse James with a step up insecurity. Red blocks a roster superplex. Red rocks Jesse James with a forearm smash and headbutts Jesse James. Red dumps Jesse James into the blockbuster. Jesse James and Red are trading back and forth shots. Red kicks Jesse James in the gut. Red uppercuts Jesse James. Red with 2 shoulder tackles. Red ducks a clothesline from Jesse James. Red with an inverted atomic drop. Red with a side Russian leg sweep. Red stomps on Jesse James' face. Red with a running hip attack. Red hits the block blade buster for a 2 count. Jesse James blocks the belly to back suplex. Jesse James hammers down on the back of Red's neck. Alright. Red blocks the pump kick. Jesse James ducks a clothesline from Red. Jesse James with a running hurricanrana. Red dodges the pump kick. Red clocks Jesse James with the pump knee strike for a 2 count. Red with the corner roll for a 2 count. Falling Henley runs interference. Jesse James dumps Red face first onto the top rope. Jesse James connects with a rolling in cord to pick up the victory. After the match, Ava appears on the sister left podium. Ava is going to decide who Jesse James' next challenger will be. Um, Next week there will be a 4 singles matches. The winner of those matches will advance to a fatal 4-way match on June 24th. The winner of that match will go on to face Jesse James for the NXT WWE Women's Championship at WWE Evolution. Um, Second, Jado Parker, Kelani Jordan, Thea Hill, Lola Vice, Last Legend, Zaria, Easy Dame, and Juggernaut Jordan Grace appear on the PC. The winner is still your WWE Women NXT Women's Champion, Jesse James. Now that was a decent match in my opinion. But all they had to do, they should have added um um Blake Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe would have been a perfect choice. But in my opinion, Blake Monroe is going to take the title off of Jesse James. I guarantee you. It's time for Blake Monroe to get the NXT Women's Championship off of Jesse James. Because I can see it coming. And I also see it coming that Fallon Henley is going to turn on Jesse James. I can definitely see that. Alright. It says Damian Priest will be the next guest on Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about? Podcast. Alright. Josh Ridge starts throwing a fit in the locker room. Yoshiki and Amara is trying to calm him down. First Class joins the conversation. They poke fun at Briggs. Casey Navarro says that the NXT Tag Team titles will look better on their waist very soon. Anamara has heard about First Class. Anamara says that AJ Francis is really annoying. AJ Francis says that he was talking over this locker room before Anamara even thought about becoming a star at pro wrestling. Noah and he's back to take over the locker room again. Elijah joins the conversation. If he wasn't for First Class, the TNA World Title will be back in TNA. Elijah says that would be like to reintroduce his guitar to an AJ Francis. KC says that they're going to have a conversation with Trick Williams. Alright, it says when Sinclair tells Miles Bourne that Charlie Dempsey has something to say to him, Charlie Dempsey considers himself a man of his word and wishes Miles Bourne luck on his next journey. The Nakota Cash Crew shaped him into the man he became today. Miles Bourne has a nice embrace with Javon Evans. Tavion Heights says that he's ready to take his shot. Charlie Dempsey disagrees. Javon Evans doesn't know what Charlie always keeps holding him down. The No Quarter Cage Crew. Charlie says that this is now none of Javon Evans' business. All right, so we get the fifth match. All right, so we get the Family versus the High Rise, coming by Wesley. This was a this was a fun tag team match right here. This was fun. Luca Crospino and Tariq Igwe will start things off. Crospino with a race-like goal behind. Igwe flings Crospino across the ring. Igwe blocks a single leg takedown. Igwe with a knee smash. Igwe whips Crospino across the ring. Crospino dodges the big boot. Crospino does a clothesline from Igwe. Crospino with a rising knee strike. Crospino lands an armbar. Angelo refused to take the tag from Crossfinio. Igwe tags and DuPont, double Irish whip, double shoulder tackle. Crossfinio avoids a leaping foot stomp. Crossfinio rolls DuPont over for a 1 count. DuPont rocks Crossfinio with a forearm smash. Crossfinio sidesteps DuPont into the turnbuckles. Crossfinio tags in Angelo. Angelo tells Crossfinio to get out of the ring. Angelo with a straight right hand. Angelo whips DuPont across the ring. Angelo with a running haymaker. Angelo with a mafia punches. DuPont drives Angelo back first into the turnbuckles. Igwe tags himself in. DuPont with a clubbing shoulder block. Igwe repeatedly stomps on Angelo's chest. Igwe is choking Angelo with his boot. Igwe talks smash to Angelo. Angelo grabs Igwe by his jaw. Haymaker exchange. Crossfino gets distracted by Wesley. Igwe punches Angelo in the back. Igwe tags in DuPont. DuPont with a leaping corner. Clothesline DuPont tags in Igwe. Igwe drives his knee into the midsection of Angelo's. Igwe tags in DuPont. Tags in DuPont, but double Irish whip. Angelo holds onto the ropes. Angelo dumps Igwe out of the ring. Angelo tags in Crispino. Crispino with a two haymakers. Crispino uppercuts DuPont. Crispino close on Igwe. Crispino sends DuPont tumbling to the floor. Igwe launches Crispino over the top rope. Crispino with a slingshot shoulder tackle. Crispino tags in Angelo assisted somersault plancha. Crispino rolls DuPont back into the ring. Angelo dishes out more mafia punches. Angelo with a vertical suplex. Angelo whips DuPont back first into the turnbuckles. Angelo with a corner clothesline. Angelo tags in Crispino double Irish whip. Double elbow knockdown. Angelo knocks Igwe off the ring apron. DuPont drops Crispino with a running uppercut. DuPont repeatedly stomps on Crispino's chest. DuPont is choking Crispino with his boot. DuPont tags in Igwe. Igwe stomps on Clothesline's chest. Igwe dumps Crispino ribs on the top rope for a 2 count. Igwe tags in DuPont. DuPont with a big splash for a 2 count. DuPont toys around with Crispino. Crispino slaps DuPont in the chest. DuPont kicks Crispino in the face. DuPont transitions into a grounded and pound attack. DuPont tags in Igwe. Igwe with a good punch. DuPont with the full Nelson slam. Igwe hooks the outside leg for a 2 count. Igwe applies a weird chin lock. Costrino with heavy body shots. Igwe answers with a double sledge. Igwe applies a front face lock. Costrino is displaying his fighting spirit. Igwe with the shoulder breaker for a 2 count. Igwe with forearm shivers. Costrino is throwing haymakers at Igwe. Igwe kicks Costrino in the gut. Igwe with the corner clothesline. Igwe goes for a body slam, but Corshino lands back on his feet. Corshino draws Iggy with a cold breaker. Corshino tags in Angelo. Angelo with a rapid fire haymaker. Angelo with two side belly to belly suplexes. Angelo whips Iggy across the ring. Angelo hits the spine buster. Angelo gets distracted by Stacks, who's holding a crowbar. Angelo throws Stacks into the ring. Stacks begs for mercy. Costrino grabs the crowbar. Angelo says that he knew Costrino was gonna side with Stacks. Iggy shoves Angelo into Costrino. Iggy tags and do fun. The high rise connects with the heart heart stomp heart stomper to pick up the victory. The winner of the match, high rise, win by pinfall. This was a fun tag team match. What it was. Next week on NXT, Blake Monroe will be officially signing her NXT contract next week. So we get the Evolution Eliminator match for next week. Keelani Jordan versus Lash Legend, Jada Parker versus Thea Hill, Juggernaut Jordan Grace versus Lola Vice, and Zaria versus Easy Dame. I think Zaria is going to go over Easy Dame. And Trick Williams segment. Alright. Backstage, Trick Williams congratulates on successfully defending the TNA World Championship against Elijah this past Friday at at against all odds. But I want to talk about your title defense against Mike Santana last week. Some are saying that you needed the help from first class to get it done. Alright. Trick Williams says, well, they're trying to say that I'm not great when they know that I am. They're trying to say I don't look good when I look like money. What am I trying to say, Sarah, is that I don't care what anybody has to say, including the loud and proud Mike Santana, because last week you came out here and said that you made a promise to your daughter. Well, you lied to your daughter. Space. Elijah first off get some guitar lessons. Then you need to learn how to Scrabble because we all saw what Trick Williams did to you last Friday. Now you need help. Now you need backup. I heard you got Yoshi and Josh Ridge to walk with Elijah. Well, I said that's cool because ever since Trick went Hollywood, I've been riding in first class, and here's how we're going to do it, Sarah. Next week we have a 6-man tag: Yoshi, Josh Ridge, and Elijah against Trick Williams and the light skinned brothers out of first class. I'm talking about AJ Francis and Casey Navarro. Let's talk about it. Yoshi and Josh Ridge, since you want to walk with the lies so bad next week, you're gonna dog walk your what of NXT. You already know what time it is. Trick to brand, and I make it look easy. So he took a page out of Jacob Fatu when True Gomes said he's gonna dog walk somebody. So True Gomes took a page out of Jacob Fatu's book. Alright, let's move on. 6 match. So we get the main event of the evening. So we get Oba Family versus Jasper Troy for the WWE NXT Champion. This match was good. This match was good, physical, and brutal at the same time. Alright, Owen Family is throwing haymakers at Troy Jasper. Troy Jasper drives his knee into the midsection of Owen Family. Troy Jasper power slams Owen Family. Troy Jasper with a senton splash for a 2 count. Troy Jasper raining down haymakers. Troy Jasper with a vicious elbow smash. Troy Jasper goes for a running power slam, but Owen Family lands back on his feet. Owen Family body slams Troy Jasper. Owen Family with a straight right hand. Owen Family applies a wrist lock. Owen Family with club and shoulder blocks. Troy Jasper grabs Oba Femi by his throat. Oba Femi with a gut punch. Oba Femi rocks Troy Jasper with a forearm smash. Troy Jasper with a counter vertical suplex. Oba Femi regroups on the outside. Oba Femi slash Troy Jasper in the chest. Troy Jasper responds with a running clothesline on the floor. Troy Jasper rolls Obafemi back into the ring. Troy Jasper repeatedly whips Obafemi back first into the turnbuckles. The middle rope explodes. Troy Jasper stands tall over Family. Troy Jasper with the sidewalk slam for a 2 count. When I saw Troy Jasper explode, snap the second rope, my reaction speaks for itself. All right, let me continue. Troy Jasper applies to sitting ambitional stretch. Troy Jasper hammers down on Obafemi's ribs. Obafemi with the hip toss. Troy Jasper responds with a leaping body block for a 2 count. Troy Jasper stands on Obafemi's ribs. Troy Jasper walks over Obafemi's ribs. Troy Jasper with the planchette backbreaker for a 2 count. Troy Jasper with a big splash for a 2 count. Troy Jasper follows that with another big splash for a 2 count. Family reverse out of the Irish whip from Troy Jasper. Troy Jasper blocks the hip toss. Troy Jasper punches the inner ribs of Family. Avoid the shoulder block. Family punches Troy Jasper in the back. Family with 2 haymakers. Troy Jasper responds with a side slam on the ring apron. Troy Jasper delivers a third big splash of the match for a 2 count. Obafemi with a cutter vertical suplex of his own. Obafemi is fired up. Alright. Obafemi with forearm shivers. Obafemi with 2 clotheslines. Obafemi follows that with the exploder suplex. Obafemi with a running uppercut. Troy Jasper levels Obafemi with the body avalanche. Obafemi draws Troy Jasper with the spine buster for a 2 count. Obafemi and Troy Jasper and Obafemi are trading back and forth shots. Double headbutt, double lariat, double boot. Troy Jasper drives Obafemi's shoulder first into the steel ring's post. The Troy Jasper chokeslams Obafemi with a 2 count. Troy Jasper goes for a belly to back suplex, but Obafemi counters with a crossbody block. Obafemi goes for the fall from grace, but Troy Jasper counters with a back body drop. Obafemi ducks a clothesline from Troy Jasper. Obafemi with a toss slam. Troy Jasper hits the black hole slam for a 2 count. Troy Jasper goes for a Raider bomb, but Obafemi gets his knees up in the air. Obafemi clotheslines Troy Jasper to the floor. Obafemi throws Troy Jasper through to ringside barricade. Obafemi rolls Troy Jasper back into the ring. Obafemi connects with the fall from Grace for a 2 count. Obafemi is shocked. Obafemi whips Troy Jasper across the ring. Obafemi plants Troy Jasper with the falling from Grace to pick up the win. The referee botches that pin. So that's all I gotta say. The winner and still your WWE NXT champion, the ruler of NXT over family, and WWE NXT goes off the air. All right, let me give my honest opinion what I think about WWE NXT. Let me be honest. WWE NXT was a good show, and I give that show a 9.5 out of 10. Alright. If you guys enjoy my WWE NXT review on highlights, make sure you guys please full watch the video from all the way from the beginning all towards the end. Alright, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content where I give you guys a full breakdown of my review, not the half of my review. Alright, thank you guys so much for coming out to my 3-hour live stream for my WWE NXT Watch Along Live reactions. Um, follow my social media down below in the description, and I will see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I will see you guys this Thursday. When I go live on Twitch playing some retro gaming. And then I'll see you guys Saturday live on Twitch just to play some Fortnite as well. That's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.